What's up, road buddy?
What's up, Miss International?
International.
International.
That definitely wasn't a Canadian accent I just did. I don't know what the fuck I did.
You didn't say A.
Oh, sorry. We heard so many sorries.
We got a good story.
I heard more of them.
We're just back from Canada.
We went to Canada. Toad is officially an international nug. International nug man.
The Continental.
Does that mean you've been to different continents? Because that was not right.
Something like that, yeah.
Just so you guys know, we're absolutely fucking exhausted. I feel like I haven't slept for 3 days because we literally haven't.
Ooh, the hotel was bad.
The hotel's bad. Anyway, we'll get to that. We went to Canada with our pal Richard S. Stepp, who is a paranormal author and investigator, and we all hung out at the Blumberg's house. The Blumberg family were the stars of the Discovery Plus show.
Uh-oh. Hello? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, jeez.
We're going to start again. We were out of town the last few days. We went to Canada and we're exhausted. And it feels like we were gone for a week and we were gone for 3 days.
Because the hotel was terrible.
It was fucking terrible. We didn't sleep. Both of us were like just up all night hearing different sounds. Because our hotel room had like different rooms and you heard shit and I was hearing shit and fucking not like ghosty shit, just like fucking hallway noise. Stupid. So we're cranky, and they wouldn't give us a late checkout on the last night, and now I'm gonna give them the worst review anybody's ever given anybody.
We took pictures of the fucked up bathroom and the fucked up door handle that was attached with tin foil.
Literally the back door handle of the hotel was hanging off, and they tried to put it back on with tape and a piece of tin foil. What was the tin foil even doing?
It was trying to make it look like stainless steel.
I know, I think they put it over the tape. Like, what is that move?
I know.
Holy shit. Well, we have a picture. It's going in my review. That's gonna look good.
So funny.
We're grouchy. And I had a headache all day, the first and second day. Today's the first day I didn't have a headache.
I had a headache the whole time. You.
Yeah. No, not me. But anyway, we went to Canada on ghosty adventures. Our friend Richard S. Stepp is a paranormal author and investigator, and he invited us on his trip to go to the house. I can't even talk. I'm so fucking tired.
I know. We went to hang out with the Blumbergs, who have a show
on Discovery Plus called We Bought a Funeral Home. And yeah, they bought a giant house, and you can watch the episodes, and they basically like go room by room on the episodes and redo the whole house. And it's not just like, oh, it's cute. It's like it in fucking sane, like extraordinary, crazy vision.
Yeah. Trees in the hallway.
Yeah, there's trees in the hallway, there's bugs on the wall, there's freaking, and it's like a beautiful mix of like fancy but also like spooky. So they'll have like, when you walk into the room, there's like one of the old, what was it, like a body box? What was that box?
What are you talking about?
Right when you walk in the main hallway, there's a box. They did it on the show, and it's like a box where they store a body or something when you get it. I don't fucking know, but it has like juice on it, like fucking body juice. And they put it, she framed the box like right when you walk into the house, like right.
Oh,
right,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the box that you keep, body remains in.
Yeah, the tree part, and then you go into the green room. It's like right there. But so yeah, it's like a good mix of like the prettiest shit you've ever seen in like old furniture and like very lush like fabrics and colors, but just with like a crazy spooky thing here and there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was sick. So yeah, we hung out, we drank a lot.
I drank a lot.
You did drink a lot.
Yeah.
I see the hotel we were staying at, and their house was like 30 minutes apart. So I had to like pump the brakes. I'm like, I got to get us back through farmland roads, get us back to the hotel. So I'm like, it can't be.
And we were on some, like the area of Canada we were in, some like wrong turn stuff.
Yeah. There was all the, sorry townies of that area, but there are some interesting characters everywhere we went wandering around. But
people in Canada love to stand behind cars that are backing up.
Literally, they'll just stand behind your car for no reason. And they'll talk to themselves a lot.
There was a lot of people talking to themselves.
A lot of self-talkers everywhere. And just like people walking down the street yelling.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, I can see that if living in that area is akin to staying in that hotel for 2 days.
Yeah.
Another 2 days, I would have been walking around the parking lot screaming at myself too.
Yeah, there's nothing to eat. We had like McDonald's and nothing. Okay, but anyway, back to the house. We did some investigating. They were doing like Ouija board stuff, Estes method stuff. Me and you did some stuff with the recorder. We got some cool stuff. We got some definite knockbacks during one of them. Like I would knock on the wall and then it was knocking back, but the way it came up on the recorder, it was way louder. Like the knocks that we heard on the recorder, we didn't hear in real life.
No.
Yeah.
And then I did another recording session while you were looking through the shop.
How'd that go?
It was fine. Nothing really happened. I have to listen to the tapes now.
Yeah. Yeah. Tenny brings, what is it, analog tapes?
Yeah, I bring cassette tapes and analog recorders.
Yeah. And then most of the other investigators use like digital recorders, which cut out. Tell them how it works. I'm tired.
Analog recorders record your vocal sounds or music sounds. It records in a smooth wave, where digital recorders, since they're recording digitally, they're 1 or 0, so they record in small steps, and it cuts out the subtleties of the wave.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, what did you mean?
I didn't mean be a scientist. I meant on most digital recorders, like you'll go, "Is there a ghost here? What's your name? Where did you live?" And if nothing says anything, it'll skip the silence for you and just play the obvious talking. But on your analog stuff, it plays all of it. It doesn't skip the silence for you. So listening to it back, you have to listen to all of it back.
Yeah, most digital recorders have a like voice activation system, so they'll only record when they hear a sound. But when you record with cassette tapes, I have to listen to the entire thing.
Yeah, the whole session. Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, a lot of people on this show, on like upon watching We Bought a Funeral Home, were like, "Oh my god, this is the nicest family ever. They're so fucking cool." And then you get there and they're like 87,000 times nicer and cooler than they even were on the show. They're like, and you like seriously felt like, I feel like we go to Gus's with them every weekend.
I know. I told you that as we were like going back the first night to the hotel. I was like, why is it I feel like I've just hung with them my whole life?
I know, they're so cool. Their kids are so fucking nice. Like they're so, I don't know, smart and just like kind and well adjusted and like don't mind that there's people in their house. We're like fully down to, because you guys, like if you haven't watched the show, you have to watch the show because the rooms are like a spectacle. Like it's not just like, oh, come see my fucking kitchen. It's like, no, there's like themes and crazy shit hanging everywhere and stuff painted on the walls. So like I felt like really, I don't know, like lucky and like honored that like they would take us around and they didn't mind. And like Noah showed us like her bedroom and they were just like really gracious and like, and too, like, I don't know, I feel like too, if certain people, if that much work went into their house, they'd be like, "Oh, don't touch this," or "Oh, be careful of that." And they were just so like, "Do whatever you want, go look at that, enjoy it." Like it wasn't like I didn't feel like nervous or like I was gonna break anything, you know, it was like very chill.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to a lot of places that are allegedly haunted, and people are
Mhm.
like, "But you can't sit on that, and don't touch this, and don't go near that, and don't touch this." And you're just like, "Why am I even here?"
Yeah, yeah. And they were like another thing that's super nice that I honestly felt bad about was we had Toad with us, obviously. So they put their dogs up in the spare room for us, and Toad got to run around like a crazy person in this big house, and he did good.
Not Toad. Not Toad acting crazy.
Not Toad being cray cray. But yeah, Toad is an international nugget now. He has officially been to Canada. That was his first time. So he is international man of mystery.
Yeah, and the woman when we were coming back across the border says, "Do you have anything to declare other than a super spoiled dog who gets to sit in the front seat of the car?"
That's literally what the border agent said. She goes, "Why were you guys in Canada?" We go, "We were visiting friends." And she goes, "Do you have anything to declare other than this dog who's in the front seat?" And we're like, "No, we do not." She's like, "Have a nice day." The easiest border crossing we've ever had. Oh, but so yeah, in the fucking janky ass hotel, you tried to, I don't know why you would do this either, but we were already snuggled into bed for a while and then you came to fucking sneak up on us like a weirdo, and Toad like tried to snap at you. He was trying to protect me. He got up on my body and tried to protect me from you.
Yeah.
He's a good baby. He impressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "You're not gonna touch my mom, you fucking weirdo." He's a good guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
He was very good this trip. You got to admit.
He was good on this trip for sure.
He always is, but I like there was a couple times during this trip where I was like, "Yeah, you've grown so much since."
Oh, when we were in the park and he wasn't chasing after dogs.
Yeah, we were sitting in a park we like got carry out from this little diner and sat in a park, and there was these dogs all walking around, and one came pretty close to us, and he didn't even run. Like, I had him tied around a pole, and he didn't even go. Like, he didn't know he was tied around the pole. He could have like took off and like got tugged back, but he didn't even move. He sat right by my feet. I was like, dang, this is impressive, Toad.
Impressive. Also, when we went across the border, little did the border lady know that we had maybe 150 books in the car that we had bought.
I know, that's what I was just gonna say. Listen, the area we stayed in, there was probably, and there was ones we didn't even get to, but I'm not even kidding, there was probably 15 thrift stores around where we stayed. And it was like, they were like blocks away from each other. And we went to so many. We got all the things. Picked out all the spooky books from the regular thrift stores. And then we went to a used bookstore, and that guy had treasure trove.
He did have treasures.
I know.
And when you're spending Canadian money, that's not even real money.
I know. We got so many things, and then we would look at our bank statement and be like, $8. We're like, yes, I love Canadian money. But yeah, the thrift stores too, even like, it's hard to find like one good book in like a Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul, especially since those religious ones, they'll throw out weird books. Anything that sounds alien-y or satanic or whatever the fuck, ghosty, they'll throw it in the garbage. But these ones, we've both found pretty good ones. We found like pet psychic books. That one, we found the Oracle deck still in the box.
Yeah. Most of the thrift stores, like you said, because they're run by charitable religious organizations, there used to be a time you could go and find really cool books at most thrift stores. And now when you go in, it's like 19 copies of Joyce Meyer's God Helped Me with a Sandwich.
That last one we went into, there was a lady you had already went through it, and there was a lot of Jesus books there. And then the lady was walking through talking to her fucking self, like everybody there was. And she was like, we need to put these teenagers in boot camp. That's what she said out loud. I'm like, you're fucking psycho.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope you're not talking to me.
When I first went over there was a lady over there, and she said, don't mind me. I dropped a cookie and I've been cleaning it up for the last couple minutes.
Listen. And then in the front of the store, there was another weird lady, and she goes, I need you to look at this. And I'm like, what? It was a candle holder, and she goes, she goes, look at this price. It was $8. I go, that should be $1. She's like, I know. But she was talking about it like it was a fucking secret, like the CIA was around the corner. I'm like, calm down, lady. everybody was so fucking weird. That was definitely a weird pocket area, but we got a lot of good shit. I got some cute 70s glassware for like $1. But we got good alien books. I got like 3 different pet psychic I got a book about pet psychic books, and then I got a book about a lady who dated a fucking alien, a lady from Africa who had a relationship with an alien.
Yeah, that's a good one. I got a $150 book for $1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like that other one, the Psychic Mafia one's worth like probably 70 to 100.
Yeah, got it for $3.
$3.
When you saw that, your like mind was blown because you had searched for it.
Because I have the exact same book, and I got mine on eBay, and I'm like, you motherfucker. It's fine.
See, if you were as nice as me, nice things would happen.
Okay. I got good stuff too. I'm nice. Mm-hmm. But we had a great time. It was super cool. I wish they lived closer. I wish we could go there all the time.
And I was super stoked because when we left, I used an app to find someone to mow my lawn. So I told the guy on the app, like, it's $40, mow my lawn. When I come home, my lawn will be mowed. And then he texted and said my lawn was too long, so it was going to be $100 instead of $30.
And we said, why don't you go fuck yourself?
I said, no, thank you. So then I came home, you dropped me off, I changed clothes, I ran out in the garage. My lawnmower won't start.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You didn't winterize it, did you?
I did, but it didn't. I think it's just done.
Oh, no.
I've literally had that lawnmower for 15 or 20 years.
Well, you better sell that book that you just found.
Got to call that guy back and tell him I'll give him $100 on my lawn.
Well, just get my electric one and bring it over there.
Oh my God, your electric one's not going to be able to cut my lawn. My lawn looks like a corn.
I'm about to roll it over mine.
Knee high by the 4th of July.
We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Figure it out. Somebody give Tenny a lawnmower, please.
Gift me a lawnmower.
Please. But no, we had a great time. Great spooky times.
How do I not know anybody that mows lawns for a living?
Can you stop? We spent 3 days at a haunted funeral home. You can't stop talking about the fucking lawn.
I'm an old man. That's what I talk about.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, should they happen to hear this, I just wanted to thank Richard, firstly, Heather, Aaron, Noah, and Raph for having us, because it was lovely.
It was very fun.
They gave us drinks. They gave us vegan nuggets.
Spooky time.
Spooky times. You talked about Star Wars a lot.
Star Trek, please.
Whatever, both of them.
Aaron's a big Star Trek fan.
Me and Heather were talking about our celebrity crushes.
Oh my goodness gracious. Billy Zane came up.
Yeah, obviously. Did we do anything else? Where did we went to a place that was significant for the Underground Railroad.
Yep.
That was sick. That whole property was sick.
Very cool. Was
Yeah.
the basis for what many people called Uncle Tom's Cabin for a long time.
Yeah, yes, it was. But they changed the name because that sounds shitty.
And that was not the gentleman's name. So,
No, it was not.
yes, Josiah Henson.
Yes.
He started the Dawn community up in
Yeah.
Canada, which was a big Underground Railroad spot.
Yes. People traveled from Kentucky to there into an hour and a half into Canada.
I mean, like I was saying, treat you so shitty, I don't mind going to Canada. I'm thinking about it.
No, aside from the weird zombies that were around, but in between where the weird zombies were, like the farmlands were so cozy, and so a lot of the farmhouses were sick as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I don't think a lot of people realize when we were talking about like the Underground Railroad, like Kentucky, and then you would hit Michigan, Detroit area, and then like you'd just zip over to Canada. But still, you imagine how long that takes because everybody's doing it on foot. Like,
yeah, I can't even imagine.
I know.
I don't even think my dumbass knew that it went into Canada, like that people went into Canada.
Yeah.
Or that you could.
I think that's why the Tennies are in Detroit because they were from West Virginia. And I think my great grandfather got into a relationship with a black woman. And so they went to Canada because there's Tennies in Canada that I'm related to. And then they moved from Canada down into Detroit. And that's how the Tennies got here from West Virginia.
Nice.
Those Tennies, always the nonconformist outsiders.
Seriously. But yeah, it was sick. It was a cute property. And then there was like a weird cemetery thingy across the street.
Yeah.
What else?
The other thing that's cool about just for a second, the house, the Blumberg's house, is that it looks spooky from the outside.
Oh, it's really spooky from the outside.
It does. And then you're inside and it's like a spooky party.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, from the outside, it looks like literally, they said it's 140 years old. So it's like from the 1800s. And the top has like different levels. And there's like iron gates around the top. Like the top, it's hard to explain.
It's cool looking. Just know it's cool looking.
Just know it's cool. I'm going to put pictures of it on our Instagram. And I also took video of the little trip like I always do. And that'll be on our Patreon, patreon.com/whatsupweirdo if you want to see our videos and weird shit and talk to us. And wow, I don't know what we do in there.
I don't know either. And then we got a little synchronistic nod from the universe because we were listening to web crawlers on the way home and they brought up the Blumbergs.
They did. I was 2 episodes behind on web crawler. So I was like, let me put this on. And then I don't even remember how it came up. They were talking about
maybe reality shows.
Were they? I don't remember.
I really don't remember. My brain is legitimately blown out.
I know. I don't even know how we're doing this right now. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, Ellie's like, oh, there's the cutest show on Discovery Plus called We Bought a Funeral Home. And like me and you were literally coming directly from their house. We heard it. But yeah, it was awesome. Another good trip in the books.
Another trip in the books. And now next weekend,
we go to Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Waverly Hills.
It'll be my first time there ever.
Well, that's crazy.
I know.
It'll be my first time there in like 20 years.
Dang.
You want to see how much it's falling apart.
See how much you're falling apart.
Oh my God. The wheels are off.
There's going to be so many friends there.
That's the most exciting part.
I know.
I was trying to think of what I could do for the speakeasy party. I mean, obviously I can just wear a suit with a vest and be done.
Yeah.
I normally look like I'm that anyway.
I know.
But I was going to try and find maybe like a one-piece 1920s men's swimsuit.
What?
You know how men used to wear those, like, they had like suspender tops, but it was all one piece and shorts when they were on the beach, you know, like muscle men from the like
you 1920s. Can't wear that there.
Why not?
Oh my God, no. That's too much exposure for anybody. It's too much.
Just joking. I wouldn't do it.
Don't do it. I ordered an outfit. It is not here yet. We're counting down to see if it gets here in time. Dang, we really do have to leave for that soon, don't we?
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, because I had just gotten back from Little Traverse Bay Parafest.
True.
Last weekend, I got home. I was home for a day and a half, and then we went to Canada.
True. Okay, let's talk about some other shit. There was
Did I talk about Little Traverse Bay Parafest in the last episode?
I don't remember.
Did I talk about going to like Boyne Mountain and walking around? And anyway, if I didn't, I went to Little Traverse Bay Parafestival 2 weekends ago. It was very fun.
Another Parafest in the books.
So it begins.
There was, I feel like did you just say something? I feel like during when we were just talking, you said something about Satan or.
About Satan?
Yeah. Did you say something about Satan?
I said nothing about Satan. Did you hear something about
I don't
Satan?
know. Anyway, the ACLU.
Bloomberg's dog's name is Satan.
It is. I know. Okay, that'll be my segue. The ACLU tweeted the other day that in a victory for free speech and religious freedom, a federal court has ruled that the, I don't know how you say this, Saucon Valley School District in Saucon Township, Pennsylvania, must allow the after school Satan Club to meet because it's only fair.
My favorite is when you read things.
Because I can't read.
Yeah.
I can read. The problem is I have I'll put like two blurbs about something, and then while I'm reading it, I'm smashing them both together in my head and trying to read it as one thing, and I don't know why I do that.
Right. So what that headline was is there's a school board that has to allow the satanic group to meet since there is religious freedom.
Exactly.
It was passed by the Christians, but now the Satanists have said, well, if you're going to do that, we're going to have our Satan meetup.
Right. And Satanists, literally Satanism isn't about worshiping Satan.
No, they're all agnostics or atheists.
Yes, literally. So everybody calm down. But I think it's funny the fuck around and find out thing. Like, oh, you're going to have a religious club? Well, guess the fuck what?
Yeah.
If you allow this, you got to allow this. But I just think it's so cute that the name of the club is so like, it just sounds so like a nugget, like after school Satan Club. It just sounds so like tiny, like these little guys. After school Satan Club. Like when you talked about the hopping vampires, I pictured them just like little nugs. Like,
little hopping ghost nugs.
Where are you guys off to? Oh, just going to the after school Satan Club. No big deal. That's so cute to me. But good for them. See if that lasts. They'll probably be picketers because everybody sucks.
I wonder if in the after school Satan Club you're allowed to read the books that they ban from the libraries.
Not sure. I don't know.
See, that would be interesting.
Well, if it's not regular school curriculum and it's an after thing, maybe you can do whatever the fuck you want, recognized within that group. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know. Maybe we should go there.
I'm not a big fan of Satanists.
I know, I'm agnostic. I don't give a fuck about whatever. Everybody.
No, a lot of them are doing it because it's like funny. I understand like the satire behind it.
Yeah.
But there's also this air of like, well, there is no God.
Mm-hmm.
And so you people who believe in anything that's spiritual are dummies.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That part of it really wears me out.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's Satanists do it or scientists or Christians, like whatever. When someone is like, well, we know the actual answer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe in this, if you think that a rock makes you feel better, you're dummy.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of rocks in my life that have made me feel better.
I know rocks make me feel great. I love a good rock. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I saw the new Evil Dead Rise. It was fine. I told you haven't seen it yet. I told you I feel like you would hate it just because I know how you are, but it was all right. I could understand how a lot of people would like it. There was some stuff to like. It was gory. I really liked the lead lady. That was the problem. I was trying to explain this to Katie is when I saw the trailer, a lot of what made me think I wasn't going to like the movie was I thought they CGI'd her fucking face. I'm like, if they're going to do this to their lead, there's going to be CGI throughout the movie. But then you find out she's just absolutely fucking insane looking in like a good way. Like she has such an interesting fucking face that you just want to stare at her face. So then when she's in the makeup, it looks like they CGI'd her, but they didn't.
Right.
So that was cool. She was really good. She did a lot of like body, like contorting, like crazy shit. She did a lot of like stunts herself. Like she was the shit. I wish there was more of her, but like some of the stuff they went on was just like a little much for me. But
yeah, probably sometime this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably actually do like a double hitter, and I'll probably go and see Evil Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy at the same time.
Nice. Well, you have fun with that.
I might do it tomorrow if you're watching fights.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching fights tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it was all right. I've seen very mixed reviews. Katie loved it. I'm like indifferent. I've seen bad reviews, good reviews, whatever, but it already hit 100 million at the box office, so somebody likes it. And they already set it up for another one. So I'm sure they'll make another one, and I'll watch another one because fuck it. So
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll see it, but I'm seeing it under
horror peer pressure.
No, it's just that now I've heard so many mixed reviews about it, and I've heard so many people who love it, and I've heard so many people who hate it. And I'm in that situation now where I've also now seen so many fucking clips.
I know people are putting way too much on Twitter and it's fucking annoying.
And so like I've already thought about just going online and reading the entire thing before I go and see it.
Don't do it.
Because it's already spoiled. Like most of it is spoiled for me. Like I've already heard all, and you know I don't mind spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I might as well just go in knowing what the whole script is.
Just go look at it. Just go watch it.
Spoilers, Adam Berry.
I meant to tell you too. I actually forgot the last time I worked, whenever the fuck that was. The last time I went to my tattoo studio, my client, we were talking about spooky shit and witchy shit and whatever. As one, it just always devolves into that with my clients. And she told me, I think we were talking about psychics because like one of her relatives wanted to go to one, or she was like looking for a referral. But she started talking about, do I know who Sylvia Browne is? And I was like, yes. I'm like, I'm the biggest fucking sucker. I used to. Anybody really, if you tell me something, I'm willing to believe it until
I know.
I love it. I love just being like mystified. Like I don't need you to explain to me how this is happening. I'll fully enjoy it the whole fucking time. I don't care. But anyway, so she said her grandma went to Sylvia Browne when she was younger and she had a son at the time. And Sylvia Browne like looked at her and was like, oh, you have a son. Your son's gonna grow up to marry somebody named Richard. And the grandma was like, at the time, the kid was only like 18, I think. And she's like, oh no, you're mistaken. My son's not gay. Like, and he wasn't out. And she's like, no, he's not gonna, no, that's not true. And she's like, all right, see you later. And then the son grew up to marry a guy named fucking Richard. and they would call him Richie. He just always went by Richie. And then I guess they were dating forever. And it took like the grandma a million years to even remember. She's like, oh yeah, when I went to Sylvia Browne, she said somebody named Richard. And like they call him Richie, and she didn't even put it together until way later. But she was right.
It goes right back to that thing that I talk about with psychics and even with people who have alien experiences or ghost experiences. I just see it happening a lot more in the psychic field where, you know, I think that all people have like some kind of latent psychic ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that some people are really good at perceiving it, but then like they get to a point where they start making stuff up.
Yeah.
And then that's where the problem is. Like, do you remember the Sylvia Browne 9/11 thing?
No.
She live on television told a woman like, I see a man coming through. Is your husband passed? And she was like, yes. And she's like, I feel him drowning. I feel him under the water. He can't breathe. The water is compressing his chest. She's like, he wants you to know that like in his last moments before he drowned, he was thinking of you. And the woman was like, my husband died in 9/11. He was in one of the buildings.
Holy shit.
And Sylvia Browne said, it must have been the fire hoses that drowned him. Oh my God. Like, just let that one go.
Yeah. Just count that as a miss.
Yeah.
I know. I thought you were going to say that she was like, oh, he was like drowning under concrete or like layers, which like would kind of make sense. But you already said water, bro. You already fucked it up.
Yeah. She was like, the fire hoses were spraying in so much water. He must have. And I'm like, how fucking ghoulish are you to just keep pushing this?
Yes. Yeah, when I was talking about it more, I'm like, I remember she like bombed her whole career because she did that a few times, like in public or on TV. And I remember she did that. She like started helping with murders and shit. And she like live, I think it was on Montel. She told that one mother like who had a missing daughter or son, I don't remember. And she's like, no, your kid's dead. I see them. They're dead. They're in a lake. Blah blah blah. And then they found the fucking kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she had like told them that it was dead and to stop looking. And I think that was one of the major like last blows where they were like, all right, get this lady the fuck off the TV. But
that's why the best psychic pound for pound over the decades is Criswell.
I don't know who that is.
Criswell was the psychic for the stars in the 40s and 50s. He was in Ed Wood's movies. He used to go on the Tonight Show and he would say shit like, Johnny, I see that in the year 1995, giant sentient crabs will rise up out of the ocean and destroy half of humanity. He used to say shit like that all the fucking time. And it was so great. Like he didn't even try.
I love it. See, I'd be like, yes, please tell us more. Oh, that same client, she like she's done like I forget what the job was. Either it was in the past or she still does it, but she's done a lot of work with like mental health and people with mental illness and schizophrenia. And she's like, one thing that people don't talk about enough is she's like, there are so many people who are schizophrenic or who are like in asylums or whatever mental institutions literally think they know or are in a relationship with famous people. Like, she's like, it's such a large amount of these people that it should be fucking studied. She's like, you have no fucking idea. And they'll tell a whole story, how they're married, how they're together. And she's like, I'd be interested in, because I said something, I'm like, well, maybe it's always been a thing, because I'm like the Beatles and people being like, super fans of people. And she's like, I would love to know if it's like worse now because like we have such access to people,
Right.
or if it's just always been something that people glom onto, or why they do it. But she's like, it's like alarming. She's like, it's an alarming amount of people who think they like know or are married to a famous person. I'm like, that's really fucking weird.
Or I remember in the 90s, in the mid 90s, there was an episode of when he was on in Detroit. There was a Howard Stern episode in Detroit where they were talking to a lady who was Elizabeth Taylor's illegitimate daughter. And
Oh,
like 10 minutes into the interview, they realized she wasn't.
oh God.
And she was like, yeah, my mom loved Elizabeth Taylor, but wouldn't talk about Elizabeth Taylor around my dad. And my dad would get mad that my mom loved Elizabeth Taylor. And then after my parents passed away, like I found out that when Elizabeth Taylor, and she just started putting all of this story together in her head. She was like, Elizabeth Taylor did a photo op in the town where my dad went to high school. And that's must have when they met. And it was just this story. And then like over the course of 20 minutes, it just deconstructs to where, oh, you just want your mom to be Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, yeah. There like just recently too, some like person came out, that Madeline McCann girl that's been missing for like ever. I think it was Madeline McCann. Yeah, that some girl came out recently, was like, I'm her, and as an adult, and they had to do a DNA test, and of course it wasn't her.
Yeah.
So why would you attach yourself to that story and then try and tell people that was you? That's fucking so weird.
Yeah.
Mental illness.
It's that thing because there is, I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts. I've listened to certain podcasts for almost 10 years now. Like there's some podcasts I've listened for 8 years. And I've been in a situation where the podcast host is in the same room with me and I know everything about them. I've been listening to them for 8 years.
Totes.
They have no idea who I am.
Totes.
But I want to be like sidle up and be like, hey buddy, can I buy you a drink? Blah, 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 blah. And they've like, okay, person.
I know people have done it to us at cons already. I forget the stuff that we say on here, and it like, and the same for me. People I've listened to forever, and it's like you do feel like you know them, which is fine, just as long as you don't make it fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I actually kind of enjoy that I don't have to retell all my stories.
Me too. I'm like, great. And then I forget. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good memory. Tell me more. Great, sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit.
It's funny for me though, like when I was in Petoskey, like having people know my sexual history.
Oh boy. Well, that's on you. I tell you not to say shit out loud, and you just say,
I don't care though. Like I don't have to talk about it.
oh no.
Cut to the chase. Here we are.
Yeah, there's some huge.
Oh, it just happens. Whatever. I'm fine with it.
No, I know, but you're starting to get, is it spring? I don't know what it is, but you're starting to get weird shit in the mail again.
Lips are zippered. No more kissing. I said it in the last. No more.
Well, the girls are not listening because there's some ladies around you trying to get to you.
I'm the last branch in the tenny tree. There's no apples falling off it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Sorry, everybody. No more apples. We can be done soon because we're fucking tired, but this ties into like the entire fucking episode. But I was Adam Berry did a Facebook Live the other day, and you know how people in the Facebook chat are just like asking fucking questions the whole time, and if they don't get their question answered, they type it like fucking 700 times. And I kept seeing the question pop up, what's the best way to cleanse yourself after an investigation? And me and you do certain things, and I've already done shit. We've been home for an hour and I've already done shit just in case anything came with us from the funeral home. So do you want to tell people your ways of what you do?
I have some things I'll discuss, but some work better if nobody knows.
Yeah, for sure.
For me. I mean, part of my ritual ties into me being a Virgo. Like, everything has already been washed.
Yeah, I know that, but that's not like, well,
no, it is. It's part of my ritual. Like all of that stuff is now of my space. Like I'm talking about even going out and checking that my lawnmower, like take that time out of checking my lawnmower being broken. My clothes are already washed. They're in the dryer right now. The
Mhm.
books have all been cleaned. Incense has been lit into my house.
Mhm.
Like there have already been the kind of homemade mezuzahs that I have around my doors have all been touched and refreshed.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a whole process when I come home. Like when I walk in the front door, there's the mezuzah I touch first, and then there's one in the back door I touch second, and there's a couple more, and then there's actually water on my altar that I go to, and that gets put on the mezuzahs to re-strengthen the doors and like protect my area. It really is about like cleansing everything off of me. As soon as we're done with this, I'm taking a shower.
Okay, but listen, this is like when people go to haunted locations or they feel like they've been near something, what can they do when they get home? Not what the fuck do you do that they don't have access to?
Well, they can do exactly what I just said. You can reclaim everything that you took with you, like make it smell like you again.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those things that I talk about sometimes in my lectures. Like people don't understand that part of my magical ritual every day is making my bed. It doesn't have to be, I saw a friend of ours on Twitter talk about like, what should I put on my altar? Put anything on your altar that empowers you, that makes you remember love and happiness and kindness. It doesn't have to be candles. It doesn't have to be Florida water. It doesn't have to be blessed water. You know, there can be a really cool storm that you love. And if you're like really digging the rain, go outside and collect some of that water because you were feeling good when it was raining.
Yeah, totes.
Magic is all about the things that you do and just empowering it with your thoughts. When you
Yeah.
come home from a haunted location, if you have a special song that makes you feel comforted, like walk in your house and turn that song on and re-empower yourself.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Everyday modern magic.
Yes. I have a selenite sword that I got from Crystal Council. So I'll put the selenite sword all around me, all around the dog. And then I have a new piece that I got from Kristen West Carpenter that's a rose quartz wand. So I did that too. And then stuff that I carry like on locations would be black tourmaline or black obsidian arrowheads. And then too, like me and you both have like amulets that are like personal to you, protective to you. So I'll have like I have a necklace with beans fur in it, and then I have another vial necklace with like different crystals in it, and I think it has one of Bean's toenails in it. Just like anything to you that feels powerful to you. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I went to the store and bought this fucking ghost deflector. Like no, like whatever you say it is to you is what it is.
Yeah, like so one of my altars, because I have three. One of my altars, the one that's upstairs that's dedicated to my ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
When I come home, there's an old 1930s ashtray on that altar.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come home, I put a cigarette in that ashtray because they all smoked.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a way of coming home and saying like, hey, I haven't forgot about you. Here's a moment that I'm taking with you. And it's just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a powerful moment because you have to reflect. I'm looking at the pictures of all these people who came before me. Plus, I think I've said before on my altar, like there's a mirror so that I can see myself because someone like I'm going to be someone's ancestor. Like I have a nephew. Someday he's going to look back and see me. So I'm part of that ancestor stuff too. And then I also have a photo frame that has a blank page in it because there are so many ancestors I have that I don't remember and that I'll never know.
Yup. And then I use Van oil too as another all-purpose good oil. I'll use it before an investigation, during, after, when I get home. And then we both use Florida water too.
Yeah.
And yeah, candles, sound. Yeah, basically anything that makes you feel like you reclaimed who you were, I guess, before you were there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And just really jumping back to your magical wand from Chris and Wes Carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
it's even more empowered because they gave it to you
Mm-hmm.
and I gave it to you.
Oh, I know. I lost it. I know. I fucking left it on accident, and then you brought it. I thought I left it. We left the location. It was at a convention, and I thought I left it. And then I go, Tenny, I forgot my fucking wand on the table at the dinner. And then you popped it up from the back seat. You didn't even tell me you were waiting to see how long it would take. So I remembered. I was so sad. Listen, this is another cute sync that happened today.
Always looking out.
I know. One of us is always got the other one's stuff, but all the other one's back. But listen, this is a cute sync because that was the last paranormal event we went to, right? Pretty much. Well, I went to. You
Yes.
been to. Yeah. So anyway, so I got this pink rose quartz wand. It literally looks like a little princess wand. It's got a stick and a fucking star at the end, and it's pink. It's very princessy. So I just got home from our trip. Toad had a new bark box on the porch, and the theme is fairy tales, but it's spelled Tails. And I opened it, and there's a unicorn in the box, and the other toy is a fucking pink wand with a star at the end, and it looks just like my wand.
Wow.
I swear, I took a picture of them together. I'm gonna put it on our Instagram. It's really cute. So now we both have a pink magic wand. Oh, another thing I'll say, since we kind of turned our protection investigation talk into altar stuff, another altar thing that I'm notorious for is obviously stuff from your pets. Any pet hair. I put pet hair in most of my spells just because you're supposed to be bringing in your intentions and your personal power, and there's like nothing in your life that has better intentions for you than your pets, or who like love you that much with every fiber of their being. So I'll put pet hair. So there's usually pet hair, or like their nail clippings you can put in your spells or put on your altar. But also another thing I do is like, if you get obviously like cards from families or from your family for birthday cards or like notes, we get a lot of like really adorable things in our PO box. And then also, like, me and you have talked about this too, like sometimes when you get like a cute old thing on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, like the person will write me the nicest little letter I've ever fucking read in my life. That's just like, I had this my whole life, or I made this, and I hope you take such good care of it, and I hope you really enjoy it, and I hope it makes your home happy, and boom, right on my altar. Because that's like the cutest, nicest intentions ever, and I want that to like make, my altar
If
better.
you want, honestly, if you want to sell me something on eBay or like Marketplace,
Mhm.
put a comment in there about like this needs to find a good home,
I
or
know.
like I want someone to have this who loves it as much as I do, like, because then I'm like, oh, this person probably doesn't want to sell this or has to,
Mm-hmm.
and they love it, and so there's like attachment to it that is nice, good, loving, and I'm a nice, good, loving person, so I'll give it a good home.
That's right. Same.
It's like the taxidermy heads.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to them and love them
Because we're nice.
because we're nice.
Yeah.
You're
I'm so nice.
you're not nice.
I am so.
Whatever.
Don't talk shit to me.
I've seen you cheering as men get punched in the fucking face and choked out.
Yeah, they sign up for that. They're not just getting punched walking down the street. What the fuck? They know why they're in there. I'm stoked to watch the fights tomorrow. I'm gonna do nothing tomorrow. I'm gonna get pizza probably, watch the fights, sleep.
All right, I'm all done.
I'm done too. I'm so tired. I don't even know what we talked about. This is all I blacked out and said whatever. Sorry if this episode sucks.
I did too. Sorry if I was babbling.
Sorry if we sound low energy. We in fact are low energy.
We are very low energy.
Blah 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 blah
I'm gonna go outside and try and start my lawnmower again for a couple times and then get frustrated.
I really wish I could like get the power to go outside and do it right now, but I can't do it.
Well, if you had a little mini car, you could drive your lawnmower over to my house.
Oh my god, you guys.
I knew. I was waiting to see if you mentioned it, and so I saved it for the end because I knew it would be funny.
We saw the tiniest car in Canada, and I know you're probably picturing a smart car, but listen, this was like if somebody cut a smart car in half with a butter knife, and it was just one seat of one car, and it looked like it was going to tip over. And there's no way that guy it wasn't a fabricated, like no one sold him that, like he had to have made it.
It was less than 2 feet wide.
It was literally, yeah, it looked like what are those Richard Scarry drawings with that worm and the apple?
Yes, it looked like one of those. Yes.
It was a very skinny, it was like 2 feet wide and like 3 feet long, and there was a guy shoved in it, and it was red. It was
and the guy who was shoved in it, I mean, he was poured into that car like he was filling it up.
Yeah, you expected to go by and it'd be like some little old man or some little girl, and it was a giant ass guy in the tiny, like, not even kidding. It looked like he couldn't move his arms. That can't be a real car. That couldn't have been a real car. I was
motoring off down the road.
A picture or a video of it. I was just stunned. I couldn't stop staring at it.
It was so small.
And then it like turned, because we saw it stopped at a light, and then we saw it turn and accelerate, and I'm like, oh my god, it turned. And then
I thought it was going to tip over.
there it went zipping down the road. Tiniest car. Shout out to the tiniest car in Canada. I should get on Google. I'll try and find it, but I really think that's a one of a kind.
I think all the listeners can try and find the tiny car.
Yeah, I'll try and find the tiny car in Canada, and it's red.
It's a red tiny car in Canada. That's everybody's week journey.
And I saw he had like a orange triangle sign on the back, so he didn't get fucking obliterated by another car. We were like, if that guy gets hit in that thing, let's fucking
Toad could have knocked that car over.
Oh yeah, that's what you were like, oh, Toad should go in that car. I'm like, Toad would think that car was too small. Oh, it's spoiled. It was so tiny.
All right, that's it.
Shout out
We
to
end
the
on the tiny car.
tiny car. Pretty spectacular.
All right, I'm all done with tiny car talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Toad's been sleeping this whole time. He's out.
Yeah, that'll be me in a couple minutes.
We're gonna pass out now, you guys.
Okay.
Okay, look out for the Patreon video. It's a good one.
All right, I'll probably talk to you on Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for going on a trip with me.
Thanks for taking me on a trip and going on a trip with me.
Okay.
Okay, bye.